Hello and welcome to Juicy Scoop. Such a packed show today. I have a fabulous interview. Both Josh Flagg of Million Dollar Listing and Tori Spelling, yes, Tori Spelling, are in studio. I'm going to just go through a couple burning hot topics and then we're going to get to them. And you're going to hear all about the fact we did this on Thursday. So I was anticipating my Friday night party at his house. And boy, did it deliver. And I'm going to share all about that party on Patreon. So you just go to heathermcdonald.net, click on Patreon, and you're going to hear all about that party there on Friday. But let's get to what's going on. Real Housewives of Dallas, a lot has happened. Tiffany Moon, as you know, she is the doctor on the show, the newest cast member. She was on my show, total delight. Sent me these beautiful candles. I just wanted to give a little shout out to the candles. Anyway, it was very weird. The reunion ended, and Tiffany and Cameron were going at it the whole time. And I didn't really even think they had much tension happening during the show. But I guess a lot of it happened on social media while the show was airing, but they weren't filming. Cameron brought all these receipts. It was a lot about Cameron was trying to say that things that Tiffany did were racist towards her, which did not go over well. They hug and they make up. Then this past week, it just became a Twitter nightmare. And not only was Cameron going after Tiffany, but so was her husband and her brother-in-law, the husband's brother. And one of the things where he said was he made some reference to she was drinking at a party where he was there, and the next day she was supposed to be on call as a doctor. So that really wasn't tolerated, along with this racism stuff going back. Bravo does this big sign, we won't tolerate this. They've removed the comments from Cameron's social media. I don't know what's going to happen to this show. I'm just glad I got a candle out of it. I don't know if it's going to continue. I don't know if they're going to get rid of Cameron and maybe some other cast members and start new. I don't know if it'll maybe go to Peacock, but continue. But she was writing, Tiffany, she did a post like, it's been a great run, but I'm moving on. Then she changed that. Then she went back. I texted her and she just sent me this Variety article and she's like, that's all I can say, but did you get your candles? And I said I did, and they're lovely. So who knows, but there's times when you just don't double down, people, on the Twitter. Oh, which, by the way, great new show I'm watching called Hacks on HBO Max. I'm going to try to get some of the creators and stars of that show on here, but it is about a female stand-up comedian in her mid-60s that's had a long Vegas run. It's so brilliant. A young female writer comes in to freshen her act. I've only seen one episode. It's on HBO Max. I'm telling you, it's so good. It's so realistic. It's written by female comics, and I love it. I love it. It's so juicy and funny. And it's Jean Smart, and she's brilliant. Okay, someone who thought she was always funny that I think people are realizing is not is Chrissy Teigen. And she's always, been very either love her or you hate her. But now all these tweets from 10 years are coming out. And I really believe she was someone, none of her tweets are really original, but they'd go that extra mile of being extremely cruel. And Courtney Stodden came out recently and was saying, she told me to kill myself. She actually DM'd me when I was 16 and said I should kill myself. And I have the receipts to show it, and nobody really did anything about it. And then Candace Owen, who is not a fan of Chrissy Teigen, and on the other spectrum politically, just was like, no, we have to share what this woman wrote. Now, I don't know if Chrissy, when she got rid of like 60,000 tweets, I think like 5 months ago, so maybe these were dumped, but people had been saving them. Somehow they emerged. And some of the other things that Chrissy has said in the last decade or less is she said to Demi Lovato about her stay in an addiction clinic, Demi Lovato is out of rehab. I hope she made a bed for Charlie. When Mariah Carey announced she was having twins, Chrissy cruelly shamed her. Why is anyone surprised Mariah's having twins? I was always pretty positive there were 2 to 15 babies growing inside of her. That's called fat shaming. She attacked teen mom Farrah Abraham. Farrah Abraham now thinks she's pregnant from a sex tape. In other news, you're a whore and everyone hates you. By the way, Farrah Abraham came on my show. on-time total delight. She lashed out at Avril Lavigne. If you told me I could have a kid, but it would be exactly like Avril, I would choose to have a barren, sterile existence that ends when I die. Imagine Avril Lavigne, who's done nothing to anybody but just be a singer, is reading this. Her mom may have read it. It's really crazy. And then she mocked comedian Jay Moore over the name of his baby son. Nikki Cox and Jay Moore named their son Meredith. Their son, Meredith. Meredith is their son's name. I mean, just whatever. That is their son's name. And it was named after one of their fathers. So it doesn't matter in this day and age, what the hell, everybody's genderless, right? It was just a mean thing to say. So according to what I've read, Macy's has removed her cookware line. Target has removed her cookware line, but then there was evidence that they had moved it prior to the beginning of the year. Her books are still there, but not in every Target. She did do a collaboration of a all-natural cleaning line, like cleaning products with Kris Jenner. The question is Kris Jenner going to stick with that, or are we just going to act like that cleaning line never happened? But whenever people talk about canceling, I'm like, it just seems like they go from, I don't know, 10 million followers to maybe 9.5. And then a couple months later, it's like all back to normal. I don't know. I don't know how people are going to feel about her. It's very mixed. Some people are like, yeah, people were mean back then. But I just think it's interesting. And I told you guys, get that company to scrub your stuff. But even if you scrub it now, I think there's probably people that also hired a company of people they hate that have like collected and screen grabbed your stuff to just come out and send it when the day is right. Shannon Moakler, who is the ex-wife of Travis Barker, who is now madly in love with Kourtney Kardashian. Shit went down this weekend. Let me just explain it in a nutshell. In the first part of Travis and Kourtney dating, Shannon Moakler said, I'm happy for them. We co-parent really well. Our kids are teenagers. The son is Landon, 15. The girl, Alabama. No, he's 17. Girl, Alabama's 15. The kids are happy to be, as long as she's nice to my kids. However, my kids are teenagers. They probably don't really want to hang out with either one of the parents. She says that. Then Alabama posts this. I've tried, she goes on. When, let me see. I don't think okay, this is just confusing, but basically, Alabama put out there that her mother did not ask to see her on Mother's Day, that she's not a great mother. The son, Landon, then also put out there that Travis is a better dad than she is a mom, and that they all get along with Kourtney's kids so well. Then, she doubled down, Shannon Moakler, and said, I left Travis because he was emotionally abusive. I left the money and the mansions for a reason. Family is all that matters, but I can't compete with kids whose fathers doesn't encourage a relationship with their own mother and purposely tries to alienate them away. Travis controls Bama's, that's Alabama, the 15-year-old daughter's, social media. However, I get blamed for her sexualization. How does a father allow her to act like that and do lives at 4 a.m. with men twice her age? I've been legally bullied out. I'm fed up and I'm exhausted. Social media and the media isn't real. I divorced Travis because I caught him having an affair with Kim Kardashian. Now he's in love with her sister. It's all gross. I'm not the bad guy. Then her daughter, Alabama, reposts that and writes, everybody thinks my mom is amazing. Matthew, who is her 28-year-old male model boyfriend, Shannon Moakler's, is nothing but awful to her. Not only that, but he cheats on her. My mom has never completely been in my life. Can you guys stop painting her out to be an amazing mom? Did your mom ask to see you on Mother's Day? Because mine didn't. I'm done keeping it a secret. Reality shows. So then the boyfriend comes out again, Life and Style. Shannon Moakler's a wonderful mother. This is what I think. Teenage life is hard. When we were teenagers, we probably had moments. I remember there was always like people leaving their parents' house and staying weeks at another person's house in high school. Imagine if it was all out there in the world, all the awful things you said about your mom, all the moms that told their daughters, get the hell out, you ungrateful little brat. Imagine if it was all out there for the world to see on social media. It's going to be really hard to fix this now. And then millions of people giving their comments, being on the mother's side, being on Travis's side, being, you know, Courtney's pretty innocent and is totally innocent in this, being on the kid's side. It's just a mess. And it's really unfortunate that people feel the need to put every time they're in a fight with someone or upset about something to make a TikTok or an Instagram post about it. It's just a huge mistake. You know what wasn't a mistake? That Rumbauer won the 2021 Preakness Stakes. So it's a horse named Rumbauer. It's also my favorite buttery Chardonnay. And thank you for everyone that let me know that our horse won. Raquel and James from Vanderpump Rules are engaged, which I do think we're off to a fun jamming start of Vanderpump Rules. I think they all went down to Palm Desert for this engagement. I think it's filmed. I think it's going to be a fun element. So looking forward to that. In other reality show news, Summer House, Hannah, who everybody just did not enjoy this season on Summer House. They thought her head got too big. They thought that she was overly dramatic. They thought their tears were fake. She is not coming back to Summer House. Instead, she's going to go do stand-up and stand-up comedy. And some people are attacking her for that because she was one of those people that stole plagiarized tweets, and she'd find kind of funny, obscure ones that didn't get a lot of retweets, and then she would rewrite them and post them like 6 months to a year later. And still doesn't mean she still could be a great stand-up, but she's following that backlash. Anyway, I think she'll probably still do great on the road because people are going to be curious. And, you know, she was very nice to me, but I didn't live in a summer house with her for 3 years, so what can I say? But Kate Chastain, who was her former co-star on the chat room on Bravo, said, "Tell me you're fired without telling me you're fired. # Summer House." So people were like, oh, she's hinting that the long speech that Hannah wrote of 3 summers have been so fun in Summer House, but I really just want to do what I love and get on the road and tell fart jokes at a comedy club. So then tell me you're fired without telling me you're fired. Okay. Lisa Vanderpump, getting quick Beverly Hills news. Lisa Vanderpump, a story came out on TMZ that Lisa Vanderpump went to a restaurant, saw Kyle and their producer there from Beverly Hills and all of the other Vanderpump shows. And he came over and talked to them. She did not talk to Kyle. But when she was leaving, she told the waitress, hand my bill over to him. He's buying Kyle a meal. He's got 3 shows with me. He should buy my meal too. It was only $130. She put $40 down for the waitress, and she left. The story gets out, and then Kyle gets stopped at TMZ again, leaving, I think, the MTV Awards. And they said, is it true? What about that meal with Lisa Vanderpump? And she goes, she didn't pay. We did not pick up the bill. Neither of us did. So I guess she dined and dashed. Well, then Lisa Vanderpump doubled down and showed that, in fact, before she left, even though she thought she was doing like a little cheeky, fun joke, she's like, just in case this producer doesn't pay, here is my credit card. And so then she actually showed on social media that they did not pay, and therefore they did charge her credit card the $130. So there's the drama. Who put out the story to TMZ? Lisa Vanderpump says, I mean, I didn't. That's obvious. And, but, you know, who knows? Maybe TMZ just put it out there. I don't know how TMZ knew the first. Yeah, TMZ wouldn't have known the first part of the story. Who knows? Maybe it was one of the dogs. Okay. Erica, she got to go to the MTV Awards, and she's walking down her street. Now she lives in a small cottage in West Hollywood, as we know. And just kind of weird, like, oh, just where is she walking? I mean, it looks just like a suburban street. She's walking down this pretty slutty outfit. She's going full slut on Housewives. Even her outfit that normally they're in like a long gown with diamonds, she is wearing a red pleather peplum bustier with a skin-tight, super short skirt, even by my standards. And LA Times today comes out with an article that was pretty shocking. Basically, they are absolutely going after her. They believe because she signed papers in 2019 allowing Tom to borrow millions from a high interest rate. She signed that knowing that there must have been some type of financial problem if he has to borrow millions at a high interest rate. And therefore, they are getting this, they want to dispatch teams of investigators to just go after her belongings. I mean, watch every episode, mark every single thing they see, try to find the $150,000 ring, this, that, and get whatever they can for these victims. And I mean, there's so much to it that it's unbelievable how much money is owed. And he, of course, says, I don't know. I used to have $100 million, Tom Girardi's. I don't anymore. I don't know where it is. We know that $20 million was funneled to Erica. Where is that 20 now? Also, there was one client that didn't get her settlement and kept asking, where's my settlement? And she has a check that Tom gave her for $200,000 from his personal joint account with Erica's name on it. So they're like, how clueless could she have been if she knew that checks for $200,000 from their joint account were going to this woman? Again, she could say, I didn't follow that stuff. I don't know. But this attorney Richards, who's all over Twitter, that is following this case, he is being appointed almost like a bounty hunter for money. So whatever he is able to recover that Erica has, that would be considered joint assets. She's saying it's not. She's saying it's gifts from her husband, and now she's divorcing him. And they're arguing, no, these were things that were acquired while you were married together. And if these people are owed millions, this should go to them. So he gets 45% of anything he recovers. So yeah, she doesn't like this attorney Richards very much. So it's starting though. Real Housewives, it's coming, I think this week or next. I'm excited to see it, but not as excited as I am for you guys to enjoy such a juicy, fun conversation right now with Josh Flagg and Tori Spelling. Hello and welcome to Juicy Scoop. This is a double scoop delight with realtors to the stars, old Hollywood delight, even though he isn't that old, Josh Flagg, and Hollywood legend in her own right, Tori Spelling.
Hi.
Welcome to the Juicy Scoop studios in Woodland Hills. This is going to be real fun, you guys. Pretty excited.
Here we are.
Now, I feel like we've become good friends. But I know I'm one of many women in your life that think that they are your favorite straight girl. But Tori, are you it? I feel like I felt a little pressure. I don't want to fight over it. I know Sonia, we're going to get into Sonia thinks she's number one.
Oh,
How long have
that
you
was
and Josh?
Me a little jealous.
Yeah, a little
me
much.
too.
We've known each other for 10 years. I'm like, I got it, Sonia.
Yeah, that was a lot. That was a lot. I mean, one or two videos, but there was so many videos that
She's a resident in the house now.
Let's just get into that because everyone's asking about that. Yeah. The Sonia thing, very entertaining. You entertained a lot of people this weekend. Sonia did come. I went there Monday, surprised that she was still there. It was supposed to be a weekend.
Yeah.
Is she, now we are recording this on Thursday. Is she still there now?
She is definitely there.
Oh, still there.
And she has purchased a one-way ticket. She's one of my best friends, so what I'm going to say, it's time for you to leave. But,
and she only did a one-way ticket to LA.
What happened was she originally was going down to Palm Springs for a facial or a new face. Who knows?
She told me she was signed up for several colonics.
Yeah,
and I'm like, doesn't one kind of do that? I've never gotten a colonic, though. I am playing with the idea.
Oh, I've done it. It's fun because there's a little window and you can see little things go by in the window.
I think I would like that shit.
I saw
it. It's literally.
Shit.
Yeah. I know. It's really fun.
I saw Buffalo Nickel go by.
Like immediately, I one time heard that someone got a colonic, and when they were 4, it was a very traumatic thing. Their parents were freaked out. They had swallowed a Barbie shoe. And then she said when she was like 35, saw the Barbie shoe go through.
I saw a Buffalo Nickel
come by.
Took that long
to come out?
The Barbie shoe never came out according to this story, until she got the colonic. That's like why you're supposed to get a colonic.
Okay,
is to get rid of
sounds like a medical problem, like a twisted intestine or something, because that's not normal, right?
I'm telling you, I saw a Buffalo Nickel come by on mine.
Because you had swallowed a nickel.
Yeah.
Really?
Do you remember your parents ever saying that you swallowed a nickel?
I don't think they knew.
Do you remember swallowing it?
No.
Okay, so when you get it, are you immediately like your stomach feels flat, like you had the stomach
No, you
flu?
feel like you want to go take a shit.
Oh,
Yeah.
so then you shit more
It's
after.
crampy.
Yes,
It's real
it's
crampy.
disgusting.
How long of a shit fest is this from
It's
the beginning
a
of the?
fucking. It's like a.
How many days? Like, if you have a big event,
No, it's
Tori,
not
you would know
days.
this because you're Miss like red carpet lady. Your big event is Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
How many days prior do you get the colonic?
I have no idea. I've honestly only done it twice in
You
my
can
life.
do it. It's not like an ongoing thing. I just say you like immediately you leave the room, you go into a little bathroom there, and then you do your shit, and it's like, but then you're like, ugh, my stomach really still hurts. Then you get home and you're like, still hurts. Then you do some more.
And then is your stomach nice and flatter than normal?
Like a couple hours later, I guess.
Really?
But
Like,
you still
how
like
often
are
do you-
you're nervous to fart though because
I
you're
feel like Sonia talks like she gets them all the time. Like
Sonia
it's part
has
of her
been
diet
literally for
routine.
the last
She looks
3
great,
days
So
has-
what does she do?
I don't know, but the last 3 days she's been on the can. It's every 5 seconds. We're sitting in the living room, whatever. I gotta run. Like every 4 seconds, she's like, I don't know what's going on with my
Okay, so
stomach.
she's
Oh, I
still
want what
here.
she has.
Is she staying for the big bash that you're throwing Friday, in which I invited myself on Monday, and I got myself an invite?
Yes, she is coming.
You had to invite yourself.
Well, I just said, she said, when I saw Sonia, and I've interviewed her once, but we never met in person. And so she's like running around. She wasn't going to join us for dinner, which was fine. And then I don't know. She's just like, she goes, my tummy. You know how Sonia is. She's like, my tummy. Oh my God. She's like, Joshy, who gave us this caviar? Josh is like, us. It was mine.
Oh my God.
And then she's like, this is what we're gonna do. He's like, stop using the term we.
Us.
Like, yeah, and we. And so then she's like, okay, I'm gonna go up. She's having some toast. Her tummy's not feeling
Olympia's
good.
making me some toast.
Yeah, and then we're going out to dinner. It was just like such an old Hollywood night. We went to, where did we go?
Went to Dantana's.
Dantana's.
I miss
And
Dantana's.
and so then she goes, well, I'm supposed to go to Palm Springs, but Joshy wants me to stay for the party Friday. So I'm like, what's the party Friday? Because Josh's dinner parties are like amazing, and it's for your friend Nikki Haskell. And
Yes.
I met her at one of your dinner parties, and it was the most amazing, just dropping nuggets of juice and funny, like,
Oh, you must have loved that.
oh my God,
Yeah,
like I
would have loved that.
and I couldn't even share it because we ate outside during like a high point of COVID when all the COVID police in Hollywood was out to ruin your
Was
career.
that when I was supposed to come to the?
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
you were
show
supposed to
up.
come.
Yeah.
And I
I
understand.
did not show up. I told you.
The day of. Who doesn't come to a party the day of?
I think
Okay, in all fairness, like Jeff Lewis was like, if you go, COVID's going down tonight. Like, and I was like, oh my God, I'm so scared.
came.
okay, let me just
He
talk
wasn't
about
invited. He said he wasn't
Oh.
invited.
Okay, no,
I started
first
a
of
whole
all,
thing. And I
Jeff
didn't. 'cause
Lewis-
You told me he was invited, and I didn't.
Jeff
Okay,
Lewis
yeah.
was a COVID hypocrite because he was like this. He would, and a lot of people were. All of a sudden, you're like, fuck it, who cares? And then the next week, you're like, can you get a COVID test and a blood test? And then I need to see your antibodies. And then the next week, he's like, hey, want to do the show? And I go, do I have to get a COVID test? I don't give a shit. So I'm like, and a
Right
lot
at
of
his show, he doesn't care.
So-
But
So whatever.
Wait, was he not invited to the party?
I
I'm
don't know,
confused.
but
To my party.
okay,
I
so you
went.
told me he was going.
Right.
So then I said I started to panic when I realized it wasn't just all of us, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, are you going?" And he's like, "Well, first of all, I wasn't invited," and I felt bad. I was like, "Oh,
So then
sorry,
he-
I
so
thought
then
you
he
were."
didn't want you to
I
have-
forget
Just
the
a
and then-
misunderstanding. Josh told me you were coming, and I said, "But I'm a little nervous right now. It's still COVID," and I forgot because I was so excited to get out of the house, so excited to go to one of Josh's dinner parties. I've never been. And he's like, well, I'm just telling you, if you go
Legendary.
tonight, like, COVID's going down and you shouldn't be there.
Was he mad he wasn't invited? I
Yes,
thought I
he
invited
didn't
him.
want her to have fun.
Yeah.
You think that was it?
Yeah.
Oh,
He was,
absolutely.
yeah, that was what it was. You know, fuck him.
Absolutely.
Okay, now I'm pissed.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And then I
So
saw
he put the
pictures. It
COVID
was
fear in
outside. It
you.
was great, and I
So-
fucking missed it.
So we
Ugh.
went. We had a great time. I
Yeah.
looked gorgeous. The table was gorgeous. We couldn't post because otherwise, people, the gays over COVID, would have
Oh.
tried to.
But now we
murder me.
can.
Now
we could just
can.
pretend it was tonight.
Yeah. Yeah.
Who's gonna know?
Well, anyway, I'm going Friday night.
It's
Pretty
gonna be a good one.
excited.
I wish I
do
was
you-
going.
How many single?
mother's gonna be there.
How many?
Oh, tell her
single
hi.
men-
I will let her know. I said hello. Should I pass along a message?
Yeah, tell her it's my birthday weekend.
Oh, okay, I'll be sure to let her know.
Thank you.
Uh-huh.
She knows. She gave birth to me. She'll know, right, guys?
I'll tell her to give you a call.
Okay.
Should I tell her we're friends? That's probably not a good idea.
She doesn't have.
Wait, you're embarrassed of me. Why would you not tell my mother we're friends?
No, meaning it's probably not a good idea because it might cause shit. I don't know at the party. Like she might get mad at me.
mad at you because you're friends with me.
I don't know the dynamics.
Ew.
Ew.
It's
I don't know the-
complicated, but like tell her we're friends. I think she'll be
So
happy.
your birthday is next
Actually,
week.
you know what? No, she knows because you know what? I went up to her at a table at the Rose Hotel a couple of weeks ago, and I go, "By the way, I'm friends with your daughter," but she didn't say anything, so I was like, "Did I say something?" I'm a little nervous.
No, that's just her. She doesn't know what to say, what not to say, so she kind of just says hi. Yeah.
Now, when you told me Candace Spelling was going to be there, I kept calling her Candy Spelling.
Why
And
do
he
you
said,
call her Candace?
Don't
It's not
peop-
Candace.
It's
Josh probably
Candy-
knows this. He
it's
knows
Candy
every detail
Spelling,
of
right?
Hollywood. It's actually Carol.
Yeah.
Okay, but doesn't
Carol
isn't she-
What is it?
Yeah, Carol Marr.
Mar. And I know that because I knew across the street the lady who lived across the street.
But she
Nancy
goes by
Blumenfield.
Candy
Yes.
Spelling. Do you,
Yeah.
what do
When
you
she was
call her?
little-
Candy
It's
Spelling.
Candace. I've never even heard that before.
So I was calling her Candace Spelling.
That's not a real name.
Oh my God, I would
Oh.
pay money to see you go up to her and be like, "Hi,
She would
Candace."
eat you alive.
Yeah, that would be
She
the
would
best.
literally break you in 1 second,
Do
probably.
you think she misses the gift room, or did she make one at her fancy
Oh, she-
Century City Plaza penthouse?
In the sky, the manor in the sky, she calls it, and she has one.
It's
Have
It's
you
not
been
of this.
there?
I have been there.
do
Have
you expect?
No.
Okay, don't.
do you
I mean, you
expect
can't
a-
go without me. You're my friend.
I think she's going to the
Do you
next building
expect a
over.
gift?
Yeah, I heard that.
Are you
Isn't
gonna
that
get?
strange that I'll probably find out before you? I'll get the details on Friday.
Well,
Facts.
will you get the listing?
Well, that's a guy. I think I have to ingratiate. I'm going to sit her next to me at the dinner.
Wait, I have a question.
Sorry.
Do you think?
N-
Do you think she's
Cut
gonna?
to, I never hear from Josh again.
That doesn't mean
he
we
got
have to
the
be friends.
listing.
I'll be your friend. I will just be her broker. She doesn't have to be my friend and broker. I'll just be her broker.
She's not going to give it to you. Good. You know what? Actually, I dare you to get that listing.
Why would she give it to me?
I don't know.
Who had the listing?
Because you know me. I'm
Oh,
just
baby.
kidding.
Wait, do you think that she will wrap you a gift in her gift wrapping room for your birthday and have it delivered?
I don't think she's going to get a call.
No, you'll get a call. No. Well, let's move on.
Well, no. She and I are so similar in certain respects. Like we're both not phone people.
Okay.
I do believe I'll get a text.
Okay.
But we text each other. That's what my whole family does. Like
Okay.
we're weirdos. And I don't think I'll get a gift wrapped. I usually do for Christmas, but I believe I'll get flowers.
Okay.
I'll let you know.
All right. Yeah, definitely do. And then
She may take them from the party. And just, send them back to you.
But you're a florist now, so make me some pretty ones.
I'm really good at the flowers. Have you seen my... Oh, I'm so good.
well, at your dinner parties, it's just like the most gorgeous table settings and everything.
I'm just
and
trying to be
best
Betsy
food. I'm
Bloomingdale.
so excited. I know there's going to be a lot
Goals.
of
Yes.
80-year-old men there with probably their third wives who will be about my age.
There is a gentleman there
Is
that
there a
was
single
married
person for me? Oh, just
to
kidding. I'm
two
married.
of the people that were at the party.
I love it.
And we had to seat him at a different table.
I'm so excited.
Because he specifically, so he calls me and goes, "Don't sit me next to X, Y, and Z." And so then I call Nikki Haskell. I go, "Why does he care about X, Y, Z?" He goes, "Because he was married to her, and guess what? He was also married to ABC, and we can't sit her next to that person either."
Is he single now or with wife number 3?
He's with girlfriend 3.
That means you got a chance. It's only a girlfriend.
Now, what should I wear to turn on the 80-year-olds at this
Nothing.
party?
You have a hot body. I don't know. What should she wear?
I feel like I should wear a dress. There's not a lot of
Yeah.
occasions to wear a dress.
Yeah, you should dress up. Like, when can people
Okay.
dress anymore?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm pretty excited.
You
And
have great
Sonia,
legs, so
because
short.
she,
So
came
Sonia will
here-
be there.
Yes, so she didn't have anything to wear.
Oh man, I'm so glad she stayed. I'm like, her first husband is 90. This is like a gold
Oh,
mine
this is
for her.
please. This is like going to robbing the cradle.
I mean, this is like
Wait,
I can't. This is
please
like
just
a
make-
diamond store.
Please make my life and sit Sonia next to my mother.
Wow.
Can
I be-
imagine that?
Well, I was
Imagine-
actually thinking about this
Wait,
morning
can
in the
I
shower.
can I be at that table?
That
Well,
would
here's
that'll
the
be
problem.
a great table.
She
With
could
Bob.
get
My
crazy.
mom, I don't think
she's
my
at-
mom will be into that energy.
So I had to move some tables around because at our
Okay.
table is you, me, Melissa Rivers, Candy Spelling, Bobby, myself, the Metavoys, and who else? A couple
Put
of my
Sonia
parents, and maybe we might have to move Sonia.
Move Sonia at our table, please.
No, we might have to move Candy off of our table. Because I think if Sonia gets crazy, Candy might be like,
Okay. All right.
Yeah, that'll happen. Yeah.
yeah.
One of the questions was okay. First of all, I read. I don't know how many books have you written?
6.
6. I definitely read the first couple. I definitely read the one that was, you just talked about your childhood and the first marriage and
Storytelling.
all that. Yeah. It was so
thank
good.
you.
A lot of people want you to write more books. I know it's a huge pain in everyone's asshole, but you are a good writer, and people want
you.
more books from you.
I want to write more books.
You think you will? It's hard
Well,
to
my
find the time.
publisher was like, "What else is there to tell?" I was like, "Are you kidding? What day is it? Like, there's always something to tell in my life."
Yeah.
No, that's what they said. So maybe I'll just
And
find a
somebody
new publisher.
brought up
Yeah, fuck them.
somebody that read that
weird?
book remembered that your mom did a lot of extravagant things for you, like the snow at parties, and she hid seashells on the beach. What is the most
What's the
extravagant?
seashells? I don't know
Like
that.
like hid seashells on a beach for her to find, almost like
So
eggs.
our house in Malibu, we would like go. Oh, she would say, let's walk down to the rocks on our beach. What beach? La Costa Beach.
Costa.
He knows everything.
Yeah.
Like, so we would go, and she would always take a purse, and I didn't know why. And at the time, she smoked. So she would say it's because I carry my cigarettes, but she never smoked on the walk. So we would go there, and then she would hide seashells. And she'd be like, let's look for seashells. And you guys, I was finding like seashells that you can only get in like stores in Hawaii. Like, it was like these crazy seashells. I'm like, hello? Yeah. Like, you couldn't find them on the beach. But I had no idea until like years later, it was some tabloid in the UK. We were there, Hello Magazine. My mother gives an interview, and we're there, and I read it, and she told the story. And I was like devastated. It was like finding out there was no Santa Claus, but from like the Inquirer or something. So it was,
But that is a really sweet story.
it was really sweet. But at 11, I was like, Mom? And she's like, yeah, it's true.
Oh, you found out at 11.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you found out like last year. Okay,
No.
so what's the most extravagant? We watched you on all your reality shows with the kids, with Dean. Oh, someone said they went to the bed and breakfast
Yes.
and it was oversold, so they put them in your private casita. And Liam's crib was there.
Yes.
And she said it was a great time. And then afterwards, you reached out to her on MySpace and asked her how her time was. And so just what a genuinely nice person, and that you really did care, and you obviously didn't need to do that, and it wasn't a fake business. And I just thought I'd share that story with you.
Oh, thank you. It was real, and it was great. Like, I wish we had kept doing it. It was
So
really,
you do wish you had.
Yeah. I
And why
do.
did you stop? Just because another show came along? It was too time consuming? What was it?
I got pregnant with my second baby.
Oh, okay.
And Liam, it was a lot, like being there and entertaining. It was different than running a regular bed and breakfast, so I would assume, because people would come and they just wanted to hang out all day. And I was like, okay, we're going to make appetizers and breakfast, and then you guys go off. And they're like, no, we're good. We'll just stay here.
Yeah.
So it was like that. So, and I
So
had
you
a
to be
newborn
on
baby.
the whole time, even when the cameras weren't there.
Exactly. Well, I felt the need because I'm a
Yeah.
nice person. So I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, I'm going to hang with them, and then just all weekend long, even when the cameras were gone. And it was a mixture of that. And also the network was like, you know what? We think we want you guys back in Hollywood. Like, we think we can do more than just the bed and breakfast. And at the time, we were like, sure. And the ratings did go up, but we miss it.
Yeah. So, okay, with all those shows, how many years of the Tori and Dean did you guys do?
I think 6 years, 7.
Was it
Yeah.
World of Wonder?
Yes. That's how we met.
Yeah. No, we met actually at a party at the Beverly Wilshire. I was sitting next to who's the guy on Access Hollywood? Bush. Billy Bush? Was it
That's
Billy?
right.
Oh, grab him by the pussy.
Yeah.
Not that he said
I was
it,
sitting
he
by
just
Grab him by the
witness to
pussy.
it.
And
Yeah.
I was sitting between Grab him by the
Bush.
pussy and Tori.
Yeah.
And then
Lucky
that's the first time I
you.
met you.
It was,
Yeah.
but we were sitting next to each other because I feel like World of Wonder was being honored or something, and they had a table.
That's possible.
No, I don't know.
I don't think it was a World of Wonder, but that's
It
possible.
wasn't a GLAAD related thing.
Is
I'm not
World
sure.
of Wonder $1 Million Listing?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I did not know that.
Randy and Fenton.
That is such a good production company.
Yeah, it is. The
They
best.
are responsible for one of no. I'm going to say, no offense, my favorite reality show of all time. It's from so long ago.
Which one?
Showbiz Moms and Dads on
okay.
Bravo. I have begged Andy.
That was a good show.
I have said, like, God, instead of running another day of Below Deck, if you could just bring back this show. It was literally, like, it might have been before 9/11. It was so long ago. Like, the only thing on Bravo was this and the one where the guy would, like, interview actors.
Inside the actor
Yes,
studio.
literally,
That's the
that was, like,
original.
the only
Those were the
program.
only. I don't even
No, there was
remember
no
that.
Housewives or anything.
alive anymore?
And I just
There was
like
life before the
was
Housewives?
obsessed with it
That's so
because we grew up here. My sister and I, we had an agent. Iris Burton was our agent.
That was my agent.
I knew you would know.
I got my first show, Saved by
One
the
of us
Bell,
did
with
better than the
Iris
other.
Burton. Iris Burton. I'm
Yes.
sure you can do the voice. I couldn't.
Okay, so then years later, my sister's kids get in the business, and there's a story with Iris Burton. Is I just remember the neighbors. The neighbors were had some friends over, and they all had agents. And we went over there, and the lady's like, "You have these 3 little girls, like," and we all were like, "Yeah, we want to be stars. Like, always wanted to be a star."
Right.
So we meet her, and she's like, "Okay, I want all 3 of the girls." But then the people before that she met, she didn't want, and then she just goes, "Leave the light on for the McDonald's to come down." Like, and my mom thought that was so funny. But then my sister really is the only one that
was
made
her
the money,
voice.
who went on to be an attorney. But she had Bold 3, she had all these commercials. And I was trying, but I just was like, I don't know, I was so tired by the time we got from Woodland Hills to Hollywood for the audition. And she was big on the overalls. That might have been past her. I'm a little older. No, are we? I'm a little
You're
couple
not
of years
older
older.
than
Anyway,
me.
we had to wear overalls. Overalls, pigtails. She's like, get those overalls on. That's just like shows you that, I don't know, you could be a little bit of a tomboy or whatever. And
I don't remember.
and so then years later, my sister brings her kids, and they sign my sister's kids, and now she's old. And so I'm at the Groundlings, which is sketch comedy theater, and I do an impression of Iris Burton, and I come out and I'm doing like a thing where I'm telling everybody how
And
to be
she's
a
there?
child's agent. No, but some people knew who she was. But I remember the one line that I said, it was like, "Anybody know a good set of identical twins? I need twins because they can work twice as long."
Oh my gosh.
It
So
was
there's
amazing.
for years there's been, well, it's not a rumor, it's a story that like I auditioned under a different name for 90210.
Right.
And I can never discuss it with anyone, but you would know. Like,
Yeah.
And they said, oh, she called her agent and said, I want a different name. It was Iris Burton.
Okay.
And so, yeah. And she was like, I can't do the voice you can, but she was like, they're going to know. They're going to know it's you. And I was like, I just want to use a different name, not Tori Spelling. So
because
then
it was casting directors. It was your
Dad's
show, but he didn't. He was he was just executive producer. So
producer.
it's not like he wrote it. It's not like he wrote a part for his daughter.
Correct.
Right. Okay. So then you go in, and were you going out for this part, or were you going out for a different
Kelly
part?
Taylor, Jenny
Okay.
Garth's part, because there wasn't a Donna Martin yet.
Okay.
I think in episode 1, I was like friend number 1 or something.
Okay.
Literally. Yeah. So I came in and I was like, I want a different name, Tori, and I was like Tori Mitchell,
Okay.
because no way they would get that. My dad had just done a mini series called Hollywood Wives. Heather Locklear, her character, Tori Mitchell. Like
Okay.
it was such
Couldn't
a
change your first name too?
Yeah, I know. It was stupid thinking.
Yeah.
It was like,
The
yeah.
hell?
So of course they all knew I was coming in, but whatever.
Yeah.
And of
Yeah.
course he was probably like right apart in for my daughter. But you know what? It's okay.
Well, working with me today is my daughter. So, like, I have no problem with it. And I think that the whole thing is, why wouldn't you, try to get your child into the business if they want
they
to?
want, yeah.
They're not going to last. It's like, I was, my first job was with Tracy Ellis Ross on a sketch comedy show. Did she have an easier time getting that first William Morris agent than I did? Yes, she did.
Right.
But you're telling me that after that, obviously,
Yeah.
I mean, I was having dinner with her after that series, and the creator of Girlfriends was at the restaurant and was like, "That's who I want for the lead. It's Tracy Ellis Ross."
It happened right there.
Yeah, she told me later. She goes, "Remember when we were having dinner? I got called in for this," because then our show, thank God, had ended, so it wasn't a conflict. Thank God for her, not for me, but it wasn't a conflict with her going on. But of course, like having an in helps get you seen, but. Kate Hudson didn't get movie after movie after movie because they're like, remember, she's Goldie's daughter, so.
Right. Yeah. Well, my brother, it was the same thing. My brother, then my dad my dad had a soap, which it was the first time he did a daytime soap.
Yeah.
And he cast my brother, and I was like, okay, nepotism is real. People are going to say a million things. They're going to
Yeah.
hate you because of it. Nothing. He got nothing. I was like, why?
Why do you think that? Just because
I
this guy's like a girl? I think
That's what I thought because I was a girl, he was a boy. But you know what? I haven't seen it with anyone else. I got it real hard. Like, it was bad.
I think it's because women, that get on you or on anybody or even on myself, they are jealous that they don't have your life. And so they were never going to be your brother. No, but I'm saying, especially back then, who doesn't want to be on 90210?
I get it.
And they're fueling this story and this narrative.
Right.
And they don't want to be, they don't want to be your brother. So they're okay that it was your brother and that he was younger and he wasn't. Speaking of 90210, this is a good one. The good question. 90210, I said.
Oh, you said Dinosaur.
I love Dinosaur.
So there was no obviously social media and Instagram and all that stuff back then. But when you guys would go out and party with the cast, it was fun because we would read about it in the Us Weeklies and whatnot. What was some crazy night or story or experience that you are so grateful that there was no Instagram story catching it back in the day that you went out?
Oh my gosh. Well, there was one that was like really fun that was caught, and we thought remember Roxbury?
Yes. Not at the Roxbury.
Right, exactly.
It really existed.
So we're up in the VIP room, and the windows, we were at a booth. It was me, Shannon Doherty, Mark Wahlberg, who was Marky Mark back then, and Brian Austin Green. And she was hooking up with Mark Wahlberg.
Who was?
Shannon.
Okay.
I was hooking up
she got to hook up with Marky Mark?
Yeah. I was hooking up with Brian, and we were all like hanging out. And we looked through the glass way up there. It was nighttime.
And then he just went on to be a firefighter, right?
90210 ruined his career.
Wait, tell me.
Because
he was so hot, and I love that song.
Oh, God.
But he was
dreamy.
We
were good friends.
His character was awful to you.
He pushed America's Sweetheart down the stairs, and they couldn't forgive him. And they intended to bring him.
It was like Faye Dunaway. He was typecast. He couldn't.
Yes.
That was it. But I've never heard it that bad. Like, he literally had to leave Hollywood. And he's an EMT now.
Where?
But he seems like he has a great life. I saw something.
Thousand Oaks? He lives in Calabasas.
Is he still hot?
He's still hot.
Oh, my God. I just saw.
Well, he's single.
Well, I'm not single. I just like to put it out there for the world.
I'm so sorry. I just looked at your daughter and said sorry.
She's like, I don't care.
I'm not single, but I like to just put the seeds out there.
I didn't think you were single,
by the way,
but then you said...
At my park near my house, Serenia Park, there was like some firemen and trucks and stuff, and I go, oh, God, I hope somebody's not hurt. No, it was a fireman training day.
Ooh.
There was about 30 of them, and they were all so cute, and I was like, do I just put it out to my listeners, like, get the single chicks? But I'm like, but even if they saw one, it's not like they're in the middle of training. They can't like run over and get a girl's number. They're supposed to be like, this is intense training to become a firefighter in LA. Anyway, so good for him. He's hot. He ruined his life.
Yeah.
We had him back on BH 90210, and he said it was great. Everything came full circle. But I was like, wait, do people just like, they take people in an ambulance and you're there and they recognize you? And he's like,
they do recognize
He said,
him?
yeah. And I was like, good, that's got to be crazy.
Could you
Oh
imagine?
my
Ray
God.
Pruitt. Oh my God. Just resuscitated
That's his
me.
name.
Okay.
That's hysterical.
Oh my God. Speaking of friendships, a lot of people wanted to ask you, Josh, that the people who have been watching the show forever, $1 Million Listing, how did, in fact, you and Josh Altman kind of stop your beef? Was it ever a real beef? And now you guys are best friends. One of those dinner parties that we could not reveal happened with Heather, who I love, his wife, the other Heather and Josh Altman. And you guys are really fun. I like him too. He's been on my show. How did you really hate each other? And how did you
didn't
become
like
friends?
each other. We didn't like each other because essentially I think we were just jealous of each other because we're very similar.
Okay.
In fact, I mean, I have a lot better style, obviously, but we're very similar.
Yes.
Other than that, and we do business the same way. We're just a little bit. We don't look like we're similar, but we actually are, and so we're just. Well, I don't even know how we got over it or whatever, but then we just became really close friends.
Yeah. You guys are funny together.
He's a bottom. It's great for our relationship. You know,
Oh my gosh.
it's wonderful. We don't have to fight over it. And,
I'm
not
an
gonna
aggressive bottom. Is that a thing?
I'm not
Yeah.
even. You're a what?
Aggressive bottom?
yeah. Hopefully, right not after the colonic.
Wait,
I'm a pillow princess.
I bottom from the top? Wait, no. I top from the bottom. Yes. You're a pillow princess? What's that?
Just a lazy.
Just lay back. Me too. I'm just a
okay,
lazy
me
fuck.
too. Okay, great. I'll start using that. Thank
Just
you.
a lazy fuck. Just sit
I
here.
learned so much today.
I want to wait. Okay, that was really funny. Now, where are you with all the cast members? Because speaking of like with them, at one time it was like enemies. Now they're best friends, and I feel like the cast kind of went through that too. But were you and Kelly always okay, or did you ever have a moment where you weren't okay?
Always okay. Yeah, Jenny and I always.
And it was Shannon
consistently
Doherty that came in and out.
of everyone's.
Yeah.
Kind of, but it was more circumstantial, I think, than anything. With the show, and just, there was so much press out there. In fact, like after she left the show, we were best friends on the show and behind the scenes. And then we just lost touch for years. And then there was all this like press that we hated each other. And I remember running into her at the Playboy Mansion, random.
Yeah.
And I was like scared because people were like, she, in the press, she hates her and da-da-da. And we went up to each other and we were like, oh, I thought you hated me. I thought, well, and we're both like, oh my God, we read the press. We know not to believe it, and we read it. So we made up and it was fine. And she's great.
And with the reboot of the show, which I thought was brilliant, I was trying to get you on during that time because I thought it was such a clever way. If you did not see the show, it was that you guys were all yourselves, and there was going to be a reboot of 90210,
Right.
the show with the Peach Pit and stuff. But then we got to see this kind of fictionalized story. But the story that you fictionalized was very similar to your own. You had a husband, you had a bunch of kids, but you had the pressure of the world on you.
Yes.
And then I love that Ian Ziering had a young wife who was cheating on him.
He would kill you if you said that. Ian.
Oh, sorry,
He's-
Ian.
It's his thing. It's
Oh
fine.
my God, Ian
Everyone has their
Ziering.
thing.
It's a very
Had-
chic name.
How many
Ian?
times has Ian been married? I feel like
Twice.
oh, that's it.
Yeah,
First was the girl that did the Price is Right,
that's right.
and then
Vanna White?
no, you know what Price is Right would have like three
Oh, Price
girls.
is Right. Yeah.
That was like his wife.
He was like showcase. Yeah,
Showcase.
number one.
Yeah, Showcase Showdown, and then
Yeah.
and then he had the other wife, and they had a couple kids, but
Right.
now they're divorced.
Correct.
And now is he just single?
He is.
Okay, and so I liked his story, and he was funny. And then Brian Austin Green had like the wife that was killing it, which is kind of funny because at the time he was with Megan Fox.
Yes, everything was loosely based
Like
on
I
all of our
loved it.
realities.
It was so clever. And then when you presented that script to them, was anybody like a little like offended by the fact that you thought of this as their story?
No, because they were all in on it.
Okay.
Like Jenny and I co-created it
Okay.
with our like showrunners,
Uh-huh.
but the cast was very up. We were like, does anyone are you fine with making fun of yourselves? And
Yeah.
kind of like loosely based on your lives. And they were all game.
Right.
Yeah, a couple people were like, I want to tweak it so my wife doesn't think this is like her and that people
Yeah.
think that.
And I just thought it was so clever because you had Gabrielle. Am I saying her name right?
Gabrielle, yeah.
Gabrielle is the head of SAG. I just thought that was such a brilliant idea. And
That was her idea that she comes out as gay.
yeah. Oh,
it was
that was
her.
that was
Yes.
great too. And then that Jason Priestley's directing, like
Yeah.
everything just made. I thought it was so great.
Thank you. Yeah.
So what happened? They didn't want to continue.
Fox didn't. You know what? Here's my theory.
Yeah.
My theory is we went in and we pitched it all over, and we went with Fox, which in hindsight maybe we shouldn't have. I don't know. Maybe
Yeah.
but it was our home,
Yeah.
so it felt right to do it with them. I think they really just wanted a summer event series, but they didn't tell us that. So I remember when it got released in the news, it said a limited summer event series, and I was like, hey, guys, no, literally, Jenny and I called and we're like, what's going on? And they're like, no, that's just like, we do that. That's like a big thing. And I was like, but this is a real series. And like, if we do well, we'll have a season 2. Oh, yeah. So I just think that was always their thing. They like, hey, this is a great summer viewing. It's going to be huge. And then it's over. Sucks.
That's a bummer. Okay, so you're starting to do a lot of kind of very funny. Some people are a little disturbed by your crazy Instagram videos that are happening with your kids. I think they're funny. I think you're funny. Who's filming them is my question. One of the kids?
Yeah. We film there. Yeah, I was away. So anyway,
The chicken
here's the thing.
fingers on the boobs. That's the one people were
I
a
didn't
little
see
bit.
that
I
one.
know. I think I went too far with that one, but I was I follow all these Instagram moms and I see them like doing these thirst pictures and I'm just like, oh my God. I was like, and then I'm judging it. But then I'm like, you know what? In our heads, we're all like, God, I'm a mom. But we all have those moments where we're like, but I want to be sexy. So I was like,
Right.
I'm torn between being
Right.
a mom
Yeah.
and a
What is
whore.
it?
Okay,
Look
look it
it
up
up,
right now.
yeah.
I'm getting
And-
flack about
and
that.
so,
but I stand by it.
But like the other one that I thought was very funny that I could relate to was when your child spills over like what probably was a $16 cocktail at a pool.
My margarita. I'm
And
like,
and you go and like lick it up off the child's body.
yeah, people are like, are you okay, Tori?
But
I'm like, it's
I
a joke.
totally
It's a skit.
get. I got it, and I thought it was funny because I'm like, I've been that person. Like I've been that. Josh likes it, so
Those titties.
yeah,
Did he just giggle and say there's titties?
yeah. So anyway,
Yeah.
I
My kid. Here's the thing. My
Yeah.
kids convinced me to go on
That's a
TikTok.
great photo.
Okay.
I love that.
Oh, thank you.
That's a good one.
oh yeah,
I
Your
like this
Instagram's
review.
good.
That's a really great shot. Who took that? Your son?
No, my friend Morgan took that.
Oh, can you give me her number? Because I need her to photograph me. This is great.
Yeah. She
Apple
would
can?
love to.
Where's that burger
Where?
from?
Oh, I don't know.
Looks great.
I know they picked it. It was we were doing our podcast.
but you do a lot of product endorsements and stuff
Yes.
on your page. So I think I respect that you spend some time and actually do some entertaining content too, because you got to keep the people engaged and go. It's not just about, even though your product, I think you sell your products really well. I'm not begrudging you at all. Like,
No,
go
no, no,
for
I
it.
know. We all-
people
yeah.
want to know you. You're a mom of 5. You can touch on a lot of things, but you know, it's true. Then you got to put in some other stuff besides that when you're building this
well,
page.
My daughter was like, okay, you're on TikTok. So now I'm like, what do I do on TikTok? She's like, oh, you have to like sing songs or you have to like do dances. I was like, I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
Like, I can't keep up with all these like 20-year-olds. So I was like, well, I can do mom stuff. And then funny stuff happened. I was like, oh, we should have put that in video. And then I'm like, oh, can we redo that? And we'll put it on TikTok. So
Yeah.
that's how it started.
You have a lot of followers. That's a lot, 1.5 million. Sonia's going to be so jealous when I come home. I'm going to torment her. I'm going to say, Tori has more followers than you. And
What
she's
is
going to.
Sonia
What
has
is she-
less than me?
She's got 1 million.
Ooh.
How old are all the kids now?
14, 12, 9, 8, and 4.
Wow. Okay, that's a lot.
yeah.
Did you ever think you would have that many kids? Like,
Hell
when?
no.
At what point in your life did you say, "Oh, I'm going to have
When
like
you were
a small
little
country
girl,
of children"?
Yeah,
When
right?
you were a little
My own
girl
island.
and you imagined your
Yeah.
adult life, what did you imagine?
I imagined 2 kids because that's what I grew up with, my brother
Yeah.
and myself. So, yeah, I feel like sometimes you want what you had.
Yeah.
But no, I never thought 5. Oh my gosh. And I hate odd numbers. So that made me really want 6. But that's like a
'Cause
double
5 wasn't enough?
number. That's correct. So then I just started hoarding animals instead, and now we have 22.
And you
that's
have a
an even
pig.
number, so I'm okay with
22
that.
what?
Animals?
Does that include the kids?
Does that include
No.
chickens?
It does.
I have chickens too.
Oh God, I love the chickens.
Do you only have the one pig, Wilbur?
We do right now.
Okay. And what else do you have? Do you have like a goat or
We have
anything?
pygmy goats. We have
love a goat.
chickens. We have quails because I love quail.
This is all on your property? Where? Here in
Hidden
Woodland
Hills.
Oh, you're in Hidden Hills
Mhm.
now. Okay.
We have ferrets.
Ferrets? Nobody likes ferrets.
I know.
They're like rats.
Okay.
Aren't they?
But
Wait,
they're-
no.
well-
Ferrets are the ones that like you make coats out of them. Wait.
What?
no?
That's okay. Whoa.
Whoa,
Getting
sorry.
none of them.
We're gonna
No.
scratch that part of the interview. Yeah,
No,
it's
anyway.
a fox. That's a silver fox.
Yeah.
Ferret. Who wears
Or a
ferret?
sable,
A
right?
sable. Oh my god,
Yeah.
my mom has the best sable ever. We're gonna have to cut all this, right?
No, we're not. Because if our
It's funny. We're just
Mind you, it was
joking,
purchased at a
joking.
time where you could buy that
It's
stuff. So what? You have to
vintage.
throw it away?
You just
yeah,
have to
but
say
there's
it's
even
vintage,
huge
you're
stores
fine.
now that are buying brand new fur coats, and no one
Really?
and they're still doing it. I mean, I'm not, but I have my mom's sable, and I'm like, I'm not. My mom's passed. I'm not going to get rid of the sable.
Yeah,
the
of
sable is a
course.
great
No.
story.
My mom
she
has
wanted
a
a
s-
sable, and she kind of had a bitchy mom. Not that I'm looking at you, but she had. So her husband got no. So she told her mother, Bob is going to get me. My dad is going to get me a sable. And then for her birthday, my mom gave her sable fake eyelashes. And she goes, honey, that's the closest you'll ever get to a sable. And then the next day, my dad went out and got her the sable.
Where do you think he went?
That's a good
You know,
one.
like some department store. What I
You
do.
can just go buy. A sable is the. It's not. You
I
can
don't
just
know,
a
back
mink. A
then-
sable is literally
back then-
$100,000 coat.
I know, but back then it wasn't, and it was like this thing. But anyway, I have it. I'm never gonna not.
My
like, I'm
grandmother
never
used to
gonna
sleep
give
in
it
hers.
away.
If she would get in
Did
a
she?
fight with my grandfather, she would go on the couch.
Is this Edith?
Oh yeah, she would literally take her sable coat and just sleep on the couch with her sable.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
It really is nice. I wonder, like, if I. The thing is, I'll never like wear that sable. I guess I could wear it to the 80-year-old party on
Will you
Friday.
wear it on Friday? It's
Oh my-
outside. It's outside. You should wear it. And guess what? That generation, everyone will be like applauding because they're gonna be like they missed Dynasty.
There's like this little
Literally.
bit of me that's like, I don't like. Would it make sense though to make it into something that I would actually wear,
Oh, like change it?
like a little
you
like
can't do
crop
that.
jacket or something?
What you do is this: you do that, and then you take the extra material and you make some pillows or something. Or make
Well, it's not that
whatever.
much material. It's just like a wrap, but
it's
it's
a
a
wrap.
long wrap. So it's kind of flattering, kind of covers your fat.
Well,
and
can
whatever.
you wear it anywhere?
Yeah, I mean, I have worn it once in a blue moon. Maybe
Wear it
I'll
on
wear
Friday.
it. It's coming. It's
It's
coming to
coming.
the party.
I
Why
think we
not?
should just make it a fur party.
Yeah.
Oh my
Um,
gosh.
Oh my gosh, I have so many questions here, and I want to include Joshy Poo. Okay, wait.
I
A
just-
big question for you, Josh. The crazy lady, which I was obsessed with, because Josh is interviewing people. He's going to have a podcast coming out soon, but you got to check out his vlog and his YouTube. He's got really good interviews. I just did one that hasn't come out yet, but
It's
you
horrible.
you interviewed this woman that was basically a QAnon person.
Oh, the terrorist that I harbored in my backyard, you mean?
So you invited her in your backyard.
Oh, yeah.
And then afterwards, she was featured breaking into the Capitol.
Oh, yeah. I legitimately harbored a terrorist at my home for about 2 hours.
What?
I found her in the park in the Beverly Hills, at the Gardens, whatever, during the whole Trump rally, whatever. And I live on Beverly Drive, so I just walked
Oh,
right
I did
down.
see this. Okay.
Yeah,
I
because
know
I
what
was
you're
just
talking
like, I want to see what's going on in the world.
Yeah.
There's these wackos down there, you know, with like the flags and the blowhorns, and this woman, she's just screaming at the top of the line. I'm like, this woman's going to make great TV. So I took her phone number, whatever. More than happy to let me interview her. Before I even had a chance to interview her, I look at TMZ, and she's like, I don't even remember what happened. She was on TMZ, like, screaming at people. I don't know what she did. She did something crazy. I was like, I got to call this one right away. Interview her. And then she storms the Capitol.
But wait, the interview that she had in your backyard
Mm-hmm.
was in between when you met her at the park and the Capitol,
No.
correct?
No, interview at the park. She
Yeah.
gets busted on TMZ for doing something, screaming at people. Oh, about the mask. I think it was like she was an anti-mask person
Okay,
or whatever.
okay.
And something like that. It was all over TMZ. And then I called her up and I said, I think I got to hear your side of the story. I set up like a full stage outside, like I
yes.
pretended like I was
'Cause
Barbara
it's-
Walters.
Because it's also COVID, so that was good, yeah.
Set it up, and then I had my studio audience in the back. I had like a bunch of my friends, and everyone was just. It was such good. Go to look at my Instagram. You can watch the whole video. It is
Yeah.
insanity. And then she's just. I kind of felt bad for her at the end. I thought that the woman was like kind of maybe she was beat as a child or some bad shit happened to her in her life. She revealed some of that stuff, and I was like, I kind of feel bad for the girl. Oh, that's what she was. She was yelling fag everywhere on the thing. That's why I
right.
wanted.
What?
She was
That's
yelling
right.
fag all over the place.
Yes, yeah.
And I wanted to interview her. And then I sat down. I was like, you know what? She told me some crazy stories, things that happened in her life. A lot happens to do with how you grow up. I feel bad for her. I forgive her. I don't think she's a horrible person. Okay, whatever. Then she storms the Capitol, and I'm like, not so much. I guess I had the wrong judgment.
And did you
Wow.
talk to her after the
Talk
judge?
to her, please. I was the call from jail.
Wait,
What?
hold on.
Oh, yeah.
What?
Oh, yeah.
Wait, so she gets arrested.
Uh-huh.
But wait, hold on. Didn't you help?
FBI
Okay.
cuffs her.
Wait, hold on. Didn't you help them find where she lived?
No.
Okay, so she does get arrested because she was filmed at the Capitol.
Right.
And then she's in jail and she chooses to call you
Of all people.
for her one call.
After I'm making fun of her all online because she was so crazy. I was just like, oh, you know what? This woman, she had a great chance. I put a great interview that made her sound like a normal person somewhat. And
Yeah.
then she blew it and did this. So I was like, fuck her or whatever. And I just tore her apart after that because I was like, you're insane. And then her and her publicist friend, this other girl who got arrested also for stealing a watch at Target. She tells me this. She calls me up. She goes, I feel really bad. I feel bad, so bad for, will you help Gina out and all this? And I'm like, these people are both wackadoodles.
Wait, the other girl stole a watch at Target and then went to the
and
Capitol?
also called me. No, she wasn't the Capitol person.
But
She's-
Wait, she
she's
got
hold on.
arrested and also
Did he-
called you?
Yeah.
From jail.
No, this was after she got out of jail.
This is okay. So when she calls you from jail because she's been arrested for storming the Capitol.
Yeah.
Ding-a-ling-a-ling.
She's like, I know you have a lot of money. Can you help me out here? I'm like,
You took the call?
I don't even like you. I just put you. This is great.
So wait a minute. When
content.
the phone rings, it's a specific ring when it's
like
from someone in prison.
Washington something or whatever it's called.
And you didn't know what it was, but you knew to answer it.
Yeah, because who's not going to pick up a prison call?
Okay, so you pick up the prison call.
Wait,
and
you
then
knew it was a prison call?
Well,
Oh,
of
it
course.
says?
It looks like,
Yes, this is a
will
call
you
from
accept a
something,
call from
penitentiary, blah,
yes.
blah,
I
blah.
guess I've never gotten called from anyone in
Well,
prison.
I
You
have.
haven't lived yet.
Okay, so so then what did you say to her? Can
I
you
just
help me
listened
out?
to her. I actually was kind of mean. I said, she's like, I didn't know what I was doing and this and that. I said, I told you to stop doing stupid shit like this. Wasn't it bad enough when you were yelling faggot everywhere on TMZ? Why am I even having this conversation with her? It's kind of mean to her. She was like, well, I just don't know. In my career, they're all ruining my job and this. And I'm like, you ruined it yourself. I put out a beautiful interview with you.
She
I
was
tried
an
to make it
eyelash
a little bit
extension
better.
lady.
Yeah, and then of course.
And she was very bitter because that's one of the things that she couldn't do, just like hair, because you're so close to someone's face. So she was very mad
And she
about the
wouldn't wear a
COVID
mask.
restrictions because she couldn't be an
I
eyelash.
said, I don't feel
extension
bad
lady.
for you. Why did you have to then go to the Capitol and storm it? Wasn't it
And
on
also, if
TMZ
you're-
was bad enough?
The other
Like,
thing is, also, if you're so broke, you got a ticket for the plane. You got, had to go to Michael's to make your poster. That's not cheap. then you had to get a hotel room. So, don't tell me you were broke because of COVID. And then, anyway.
Well, my question is
Is she going to be
was
at the party
but
Friday?
was she good
Gina
at
Bisignano
was she-
will not be at the party on Friday. I assure you of that.
But guys,
Although she did get me a really nice bottle of Camus when she left after the interview. I bet she does. I bet now
how'd
she
she
knew,
know to get you Camus?
She, I guess, knew I had good taste.
Wow, but,
Oh, we had a big argument
But was she
about-
good at eyelashes? That's my only question. here, you
Probably.
I
guys.
saw her. I don't think no.
Okay. But we had an argument, not an argument, but we went back and forth, Josh and I, about 4 rounds on what you should give your neighbors to prove that you're still rolling in it.
There was
Okay,
this
and-
won't make it on the interview, Skip. I'll tell you the story afterwards.
You don't want it? In giving a gift to people that you don't know personally,
Okay.
would you rather have a bottle of Camus, which is, for people that don't know, but it's a very expensive, absolutely perfect red wine. Everyone loves it. From Napa, I think it goes for about maybe $130 at the store. Or would you rather have Dom champagne? Or do you choose Dom because it's universally known as an expensive, classic, great champagne?
I see your point. So people that don't know might get Camus and be like, "Hey, I don't know if this is a $200 bottle
Yeah, is
of
this
wine
Josh?
or
That's
15."
my point of view is if you're going to get someone a nice gift and you're trying to not do something nice for them, you're trying to make yourself look better,
Yes.
right? Because who
Okay.
gives gifts and thinks about other people, right?
No.
And
That would
I
be
was
weird.
thinking of what would be better. First, and you was think first caviar. I go not caviar. A lot of people don't
That
eat
would
caviar.
be my number one.
lot
It's
of-
universal. You see it. It means
Yeah, but
expensive.
not everybody eats it.
Who gives a fuck what they're gonna? It's about
Okay,
you,
whatever.
the giver.
What do
He's
you think?
He's right.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
what you'd rather have: champagne, caviar, or Camus?
Well, personally, I'd rather have caviar.
Okay.
Well, I want all 3.
Yeah.
Can I have all 3? Is that
sure,
a choice?
because
Yeah.
you're Tori Spelling.
I think champagne.
When did you start eating caviar in that mansion?
In
you
that
grew up in?
mansion over there.
Oh, I was eating caviar. I think probably it was mixed in with my baby food, or maybe it's soft, so maybe I didn't go to baby food.
I was 6.
My
So you
mother
always
didn't
loved it.
breastfeed, so maybe I just went from milk to caviar.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I was
I
little.
was 6. It was a whole. I have pictures of me at the dining room table
Really?
going for a glass of rosé in one hand and another glass of caviar in the other.
Good boy.
Normal.
Oh
I
my
mean,
God, that's amazing.
But perfect, yeah.
And
My mother at Christmas
often-
Eve every
yes.
year would have literally the whole setup, and she would have the egg. Like people always say,
The
like,
eggs, the chives, the onions,
like,
the
Yeah.
don't you think
creme
it's
fraiche.
weird? Like, yeah, we grew up like knowing like the different condiments that you would have with it.
Never
Nowadays-
sour cream, creme fraiche.
yes,
Always.
Always creme fraiche.
I mean, but in a pinch, it'll do.
yes.
Yeah.
But people, my mouth's watering right now. Sorry, I want
It's
caviar so bad. But
Come
my
on
mom
Friday
always like,
night.
"Ah."
We got the caviar station Friday
Oh,
night.
I'm not
my
gonna eat-
God.
I'm not going to eat.
I have 2
Until
tins
tomorrow night.
this big. I have literally a pound of
So
Beluga.
blinis or toast points?
No, Bellinis. I like
I
toast
agree.
points, but for a party, it's annoying because
Bellinis, yeah.
it's easier, it's quicker.
I do like
Yes.
toast points because
Yeah.
my mom always
But
had
the
that. But we always
Bellinis
had the chopped
have-
egg white, the chopped
and the chopped
egg,
yellow egg of the part.
yellow egg. You have to do the onions,
chives,
chives,
capers,
lemons,
lemon,
Yeah.
red onion.
Oh God, yes.
You should come to the house
I
more
remember
often.
the last
know.
80-year-old party I went to was at Kathy Hilton's Christmas party, maybe like 5-6 years ago. I was invited once and then never again. They thought I
What'd
was
you
going to do
do?
an act. I think
They thought you were a performer.
I thought
they,
no,
like,
no,
wanted
I think
you
they
to do something and you
invited me-
didn't?
Like Kathy is very into doing like impressions and stuff, and she and like Kathy and Kris Jenner way back when would like hang out at night and like literally do like crank calls on people, and she'd do different voices. So she was like watching me on Chelsea Lately, and then I ran into her somewhere, Kathy Hilton. And maybe Beverly Hills had started. Yes, it
Probably
must
the
have.
Polo Lounge
But she
or
wasn't on. And she was like, give me your address. You have to come to my Christmas party. So I'm like, all right. So go to the Christmas party. And the husband, Paris's dad, is like, yeah, you're going to do a little something, right? And I was just like, absolutely
I
not.
could
Like,
just see
nothing
Rick
makes me
doing that.
sound worse than having to do like stand up at a party. Like I was just so happy just to like have the drinks like a regular person. I always have to perform like but
yeah, I
we
can
go to
imagine.
the one table. The table is like the full seafood tower and the caviar, and we're going around. And I just remember seeing these older men, which will probably be at your party Friday.
Probably.
Because I remember seeing these like velvet, like slippered, expensive shoes, and the guy was just
Shoveling
like
it on there.
tablespoons of the caviar, and it fell on his shoe. And I was like, oh my God, that's so much caviar that just dropped.
I would lick his shoe.
Yeah, me
But we
too.
thought along with these people, thought that was the whole dinner. Then they're like, come downstairs. And then there was these big tables and like a full dinner, which when Rick was like, Heather. And I'm like, no, like I'm not. And then I was never invited back.
Yeah. Now, don't you wish you
One
performed
and done.
that night? Because those are
Kind
pretty
of.
good parties.
Kind of. Can you do your Rick Hilton impression? Not that anyone knows what he sounds like. We might see him on
Hey,
Beverly Hills
Josh,
this
how
year.
you doing, pal? Hey, Josh, you're a good guy, pal. All right, yeah. So I heard you sold a $20 million house, right? That's a big one for you. Yeah, come on over to Hilton and Highland.
Okay, let me do a little improv. I'm going to ask
I
you
love
about
him.
how do you feel about Kathy joining Kyle on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills?
Well, Kathy's great, and her sister's, well, one of them's okay. The other one's not so much. But, I think it's going to be okay. It's not something I'm really, really pleased with. But, Kathy, I don't know. It's just, it is what it is, I guess. But we're really rich and famous already. We don't need the money or the fame. So I don't even know why Kathy's doing this. But, we'll see how it turns out. It's come to Hilton and Highland.
I was with my friend Heather McDonald the other day, and she said you invited her to a Christmas party. She felt like you were disappointed that she didn't do a stand-up act. Do you know anything about that?
I don't even remember her being there, to be quite honest with you. The name sounds familiar, pal. I'll tell you something. Why don't you have her call me? Does she have a real estate license? Because if she wants to work at Hilton Highland with the big people, she'll be coming to our Christmas party this year.
Very good.
That was excellent.
I
And by the
love
way,
it.
I say that with love. I love Rick
Oh,
Hilton.
of course. I mean,
And
they've been
Kathy.
married forever. It was a great party. If you can be invited to their party and they ask you to sing, tap dance, or do an impression, I suggest you do it to get an invite back. I'm killing myself today.
Oh my gosh, you should DM her.
Well, maybe I'll weasel way.
I see them most in the south of France at summer. They're always at Hotel du Cap, and I always I don't know where she is in the middle of the day, but she is never at the pool. The first time I see her is around like 6 o'clock at nighttime. I think she's like a vampire. Like I think she's just. I don't know where she is in the day ever. Rick's at the pool, and he's like, "Hey, pal, how you doing there, Josh?" And I'm like, "Hey, Rick, where's Kathy?" "Oh, she's up in the room." "Okay, it's been 12 hours. I don't know where she's."
I love them.
And then she'll all pound, what do you call it, espresso martinis until like 3 a.m.
Well, you
Kathy,
got it, yeah.
Kathy, it's time to go upstairs now.
I'm really excited to see her in the show.
Me too.
And see the dynamic. I love when there's like sisters in history, and and I think she's has a fun story. She's been married forever. I'm excited. Now, people have been saying that you've been asked, or they wanted you on Beverly Hills. What is the history with that?
The history is every season there's a rumor, and it's out there that I'm joining the cast. They have never asked me. And not that I
The cast of the Housewives?
Yes.
That would be amazing.
So, okay.
Why haven't they had?
So
That's
here's
actually a really.
a little thing. So I asked Andy one day, I was like, he was like, well, there's the rumor and da-da-da. And I was like, yeah. And then he looks at me and I said, but what do you think? Like, it does make sense, that people would say I would be on it. And he goes, I don't see it. And I go, what? What? Okay.
Have you ever actually has a casting agent called you for it? Because that's where
Never.
it starts with.
Never,
I'm going to have
but-
them call you.
but
Do you know I got Eden Sassoon on The Housewives?
Did you?
It was one season, but whatever. It was my.
That
like,
wasn't a
they
great.
call me
listen,
always.
That wasn't a great choice. I met her. I like her, but yeah, that wasn't a good fit. But sometimes they gotta have one-time wonders. It can't always work. And sometimes a one-time wonder still makes the
Yeah, you have to be
season
willing to
interesting.
go there. But
But-
how does Andy Cohen not get it? I was the OG Beverly Hills
Yeah.
girl.
I
Like,
don't think
what do
Andy's
you
actually
mean?
involved in the casting of the show like that or anything anymore.
No,
It'll be
not
interesting. I
anymore.
think
But
there's
just
a-
the fact that he said that, I was just like, okay.
I'm going to Disneyland with the new housewife, just me, her, and do you know the Bells, Maria Bell?
No, I don't
Who's
know
the
her.
new housewife?
Crystal Minkoff. So the three of us are going to Disneyland together on
When?
the 28th.
How did you become friends with her?
We went to Mexico. There was a group of us. There was the Bells, us, ourselves.
Are you their realtor or something? How did you
no.
weasel in there?
Look at us both looking at him like, you're going with her? Why?
Yeah.
What?
Well, I get it. What do you mean?
I don't know. I'm getting the story.
With Crystal?
No, we're just jealous.
Yeah.
Oh, you're just you're just having
Yeah.
No, it was the Weintraub. A lot, really fun group.
I just thought of a better show, and I'm going to interrupt real quick. It should be Sister Wives of Josh Flagg. And it's you, it's me, it's Sonia. Now it's this girl, Crystal.
Now it's this girl,
It's
Crystal.
You know that's not a bad idea.
It's not a bad idea.
We should start that on YouTube and then
Right,
it'll become a
or
thing.
Or we just do like a marriage rehab. We knock it out in a week in a house. There you go.
I think we
That's
could.
really
well, I mean,
fun.
honestly,
That's
what I
fun.
was thinking of doing is having a dinner party. We could just film it. Like, how great of this Melissa Rivers, yourself,
Yeah.
Tori, Drew Pinsky, who's hysterical, by the way.
Yeah.
So you got Dr. Drew, and then we can have
Oh, we
Charo.
need Dr. Drew
Dr.
to be the
Drew.
therapist.
Oh, okay, because I was
'Cause
like,
we
well,
all-
we have to have
because-
just women,
no,
but he could
just-
be the
he
therapist.
just
Yeah.
comes in to work the exercises between us as sister
Yeah, you're
wives
right. Mhm.
and our jealousy factors
Yeah.
and what each of us brings to Josh's wife as a straight wife to
Yeah.
a gay man.
But which one of us will have your baby?
All of you.
I'm
And then, so I can be
too
like
old,
you and have 14
Yeah.
children.
Maybe this Crystal girl.
Wait,
Well,
then we
we
gotta
better
get
we better
Paula
film this.
Abdul.
We-
Paula
Yeah.
will come.
Yeah.
Paula will come too.
Oh my god, this is good.
And then
Oh my
Charo, she will play the guitar.
Heather,
Oh my God.
wait, we're doing this.
Yeah. So these are my friends, and it's a very interesting
No, they're
group
your
of friends.
sister wives.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
all your wives.
Oh, Jeff Lewis can
They're
come
all
too.
your wives. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, we can't have another
No,
guy.
no,
It has
no.
to be you.
Okay, how about
You're-
Adrienne Malouf? She's funny.
Yeah.
Wait,
Love
who?
Adrienne Malouf.
I
Oh,
love
she's
it.
funny.
Okay, and
Yeah.
Paula's great. She'll
Okay, now we're getting too many. Okay.
No,
I was
no.
thinking like
Let me
a
work
dinner
on the
party for
cast.
12, a dining room table.
No, but this is a weekend, and it's going to be at a fabulous house.
We'll do
That will be given to us for free because
Yes.
we're going to
Right.
film there.
Yeah.
Or you can get the listing of it. I heard that Mauricio had it was his listing. That was where they did the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills OG thing that they just all filmed. That it is in fact a
can't wait to
listing
see
of
that.
his. And they're like, oh, look at this cross marketing. I'm like, good for them.
Well, it's not cross marketing unless they say this is for sale at the agency or whatever. That would
Well,
be great
I don't know,
marketing.
maybe they-
Otherwise, who's going to know that if you're watching the show?
Yeah,
Unless they
true.
say it. It's
Well,
not
now
really.
it's out there, so when you do watch it, anybody that's watching it is going to know.
'Cause they know now,
Hey, is
they
this
put it
house
out
for
there.
sale or not?
Maybe.
And or afterwards, if it hasn't been sold, then you can say
I
it
think
was
it's just
Mauricio's
coincidence.
listing.
Yeah, maybe.
Well, I don't care. I think it's great. I love the way Kyle and Mauricio have worked their life on the reality
my
show.
gosh,
They are
I
the
agree.
winners of it. Still married, kids successful, girls work for him. He got to just appear to be a nice, normal person and build his
Mm-hmm.
own business. Rick probably wouldn't like it because he was one time working for Rick, right? How do you
Oh,
feel about
really?
How do you feel about it, Rick?
Well, I wish the guy a lot of luck. It's Hilton and Highland is really the number one agency
Is
in the
it
country.
still though? Because I feel like I see the agency everywhere.
It's the world, actually. It's
I
number
think the
one in
agency
world.
is everywhere too.
No, it's fine, but you got to give the guy a good old swing at the bat, Good for him. I wish the guy good luck.
Amazing. Wait, getting back to Crystal. So how are you going to Disneyland?
So
with
we
her?
all went down to Mexico to Zihuatanejo. That's
Yes,
what
I've
it's
been
called.
there.
Oh, I
I've
saw.
been
Is
there.
that you were with a lot of young girls?
I was with
youngish
This girl,
girls.
Carly Steele.
You really do. You do get jealous, Tori.
A little bit. I don't even know why. Like,
it was
it's
a great
weird.
group. So Maria Bell and Crystal and I, we met on the trip, are going
Yeah.
to Disneyland together on the 28th.
You like Disneyland?
I do, and I
You
haven't
do.
been forever.
You do know you
I
have
do.
to wear the mask the whole time.
Why would you?
You have to
Oh,
wear the mask the whole time. That's
really?
why my sons don't want to go.
Why? Outside?
Because we've gone enough. We've gone enough times, and my son's like, I don't want to go if I have to wear the mask. I'd rather.
But why do you
wait,
have to
like,
wear it if you're
another-
outside? Isn't it now outside you're
no,
allowed
you got
to?
to wear it everywhere at Disneyland.
But we shut the park down, so it's only us.
What?
Are you? You're
I
lying.
kidding. I just wanna go, fuck, if I didn't smile, you would have got you for like
Oh
20
my
minutes.
God.
You
Well, I
say-
was gonna
you say this
ask
to
for an
a woman-
invitation.
You say this to
because-
a woman with 5 kids under 14. I'm shutting down the park. And
No,
you
the
don't
reason I
invite
thought of
her?
that is
Yeah.
because Rebel Wilson is coming tomorrow night on Friday. Is it tomorrow? Yeah, she's coming for dinner also.
I
She
love
had the
it.
park shut down for something, and they stayed in the Disneyland
Wait,
suite.
is Adrian Malouf going?
On Friday? Yeah, she's coming.
And they both dated the same guy. Rebel Wilson
Uh-oh.
dated that guy from the Bush. From
I know. I met the guy with
Well,
Adrian
so
the
did
other
I.
night.
Had dinner with him years ago with
He's
Adrian
really
and him.
looking.
He's really good looking. Got real wasted at our dinner.
Oh.
Wait, who else is coming?
Wait a minute. Do you even realize that
Stephanie
they
Powers?
both dated? They both dated.
I did not.
What is his name? Something Bush. Right. And he's like 30.
Really good looking.
Yeah,
Oh, I
and
didn't
then
realize
she-
she
and-
was with him at the dinner
Re-
the other
and-
night.
Oh, I thought Rebel broke up with him.
No, I didn't know about Rebel. I'm saying that she was that Adrian I saw the other night with him. But Rebel will be on Friday.
Wait, stop. Okay,
She's
so
getting her COVID shot.
hold
though.
on. Adrian Malouf years ago dated whatever this Bush guy.
Well, this could be an
I
issue.
went to the Halloween party. She was a cougar. He was her cub. Okay. And Ed Nassif was there, trick or treating with the kids. Then they date for a while. I go have dinner with them. It was a little bit of a strange meal. Okay. Because he was being strange, not Adrian. Then they break up, but stuck together for a while. They break up. Then he's seen with Rebel Wilson. And they're dating for a while. She's losing all this weight. She's doing great. Then she announced she's single again. And now you're telling me that Adrian was just recently seen with Bush again?
Am I not? I saw
Who
the other
cares?
day.
Juicy scoop.
Yeah, unless it was not him. She was with a really good-looking guy.
But you assumed it was Bush.
Because now that you say the word
What
Bush,
the hell
I
is his first
remember.
name?
I remember them being together. So maybe it wasn't the same person. But I could tell you that Adrian, that Rebel is supposed to come on Friday because she's having her shot. So if she doesn't, her second, whatever.
Yeah?
So unless she doesn't feel good, but that's.
Oh,
the
now
only-
you don't think she's going to come.
I think she's gonna come. I'm saying the only this entertainment would not go down is if she gets her second shot and she doesn't feel well.
Okay. This is just, I'm getting wet thinking about Friday night.
In your fur.
Oh my God, this is so amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, can you just tell me how much time we've done?
An hour and a minute.
Okay.
And a minute.
Let me think of what other things I want to get to, just because
You can go as
I
long
don't
as you
wanna
want, right?
miss
Because
a-
you just cut it down till you edit
Yeah,
it.
but I don't want to go to then. No, I want to keep it tight, and I'll have another interview, and we've got a lot. Oh, what's your favorite? What is some great? Your grandmother Edith. What are some life tips that Edith told you that you think the Juicy Scoopers could benefit from?
When you purchase things in Europe, clothing, garments, cologne, whatever, always take it out of the box and take the tag off, right?
Okay.
And I put it in your suitcase to throw the label away so you don't pay the duty.
Oh, that's good.
That is definitely
That's something that everybody can relate to
That's good.
when
that
you're
is something
traveling in
everybody can
Europe.
relate to.
Okay. What else?
You always, you ask the person when you're buying something how much the price is, and then they'll tell you what they want for it. Then you'll say, well, what is the real price? And then they'll bargain with you, and you'll say, okay, well, what if I pay in cash?
Okay.
Okay, so but you don't reveal the cash up front because then they're just going to say their bottom line to begin
Got
with. So
it.
it's a negotiation. You got to go and you grind them, right?
Okay.
So that's another good one.
That is a good life tip.
Just always pay cash.
Okay.
And get the best deal you can, and always cut the labels off the clothes before you bring them back through
okay.
duty.
What about any lessons about just life in general for women out there that are single, that are Juicy Scoopers, that want to be a successful woman? Did Edith, anything about relationships that Edith would tell you?
Relationships. She was just. I don't know. I don't know. I
Or
don't know.
success or anything?
I think the two I gave you was.
I think those are pretty good, actually.
Those are good. I think just leave it at those. Because I would have to think about I'm going to give you
Yeah.
something really good,
Yeah, definitely. When who got the listing on the Spelling Mansion? Speaking of all these realtors.
Wait. Who
Oh,
did have the
Sally
listing?
Forrester Jones.
Oh, I remember
It
that
was so
name.
long ago.
I remember that name, Sally Forrester Jones.
I wonder how she picked her realtors. Your mother.
You know, she probably interviewed.
She
them.
probably like made them all line up and like
Yeah.
a firing
Oh, I'm
squad
sure.
and machine gunned them all.
And then the girl who bought it,
Mhm.
who's like some huge
Well, she
rich
doesn't own it
heiress.
anymore.
What
Petra
happened with that?
Ecclestone. It sold her. You're so behind. She's
No.
already sold again.
Okay, so the person that bought it from your mom, she was like some heiress or something.
Yes.
Petra
and
Ecclestone.
and she like was like on one episode of the Kardashians. Somehow she weaseled away. I don't know if she had to pay Kim to be on. There was something that went on there of why Kim featured this girl, or maybe was Kim gonna buy, or did she buy Kim's house in order to be featured?
No.
What was the
In
story?
order to be on one episode, she bought her house.
I literally
That's
think
ama-
she
that-
might have.
That's amazing.
So, and then that girl sold it. Now somebody
She
else
did.
is in it.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
And you
Oh, it
know
just
who's
sold
in it
again,
now?
right?
It just sold again for 160.
Yeah, my mom-
160 million. Wow.
Why did my mom only sell it? What was it? 86 million?
Well, yeah, but then the person also put in probably like 50 or 60 million
True.
after it.
True.
I actually thought it was prettier before, but
Yeah, agreed.
Was it sad when it was sold or anything for you?
Honestly,
weird?
I never liked the
yeah,
house.
you couldn't have. It didn't feel like a home, did it?
It really didn't.
It's like a mausoleum or like,
Or like
a
a
museum.
hotel, like a hotel.
It was okay. So when we bought the property, it was Bing Crosby's
Yeah.
property, and it was really cool. And there was like secret like doors and basements. There was a zoo. They had like a giraffe and monkeys. And for a kid, I was like, "Oh, this is gonna be cool." And then my mom's like, "No, we're leveling the whole thing, and I'm building this." And I was like, "Okay." And it was very. It was as warm as it could be for like such a ginormous house, but
Was
it
there
wasn't.
any room? Did you ever like have a room there that you could like put your feet up on the couch and like kick back, watch TV? Like, where'd you eat dinner night? Like with like
No,
a table that was like 40
no.
feet long, and
Yeah, there was the breakfast room. That's where we ate dinner, but
but even dinner was never comfy, was it? It was probably like
No, it
always like
wasn't.
all
Nothing-
with the crystal out and like
yeah, it wasn't comfy and cozy. And I always felt bad because my dad worked so hard, and he really wanted her to have it. And he was like, this is what she wants. But he was just a home guy, and he would be in his robe, and I'm like, poor guy, he can't even get comfortable anywhere.
So now obviously it's a huge house, so you always had a staff, I'm sure 24/7 of that.
Yes.
Now I was watching Real Housewives of New York the other day, and poor 64-year-old Ramona is just walking on eggshells in 2020 with the right words to say. And now there's a new girl who's black on the show, and so she's kissing her
Ebony.
ass beyond belief. And Ramona had a couple women help her because last time they all came to her house, Leah destroyed the house, and there was a vibrator in the chicken, and tiki torches were being thrown. Yeah. So she says, well, now that I'm having another party, I'm going to have this Burning Man party for Leah because like that's what she really wants. But you know what? I want to make sure that I had some help here, so I'm not running around. I don't wake up to my house being destroyed. So they have this woman, and it puts like concierge entertainment, and the woman's like got her mask on, she's helping with stuff, and maybe there's one other girl helping, and Ramona's like, "Hey, Diane, can you help me?" And the woman goes, "Oh, are you talking to me? My name's Michelle." And she goes, "Oh, I'm sorry. She goes, I get my help mixed up." And then Ebony is like,
Oh, man.
wow, wow. And so later on, she's going to confront Ramona. And, I'm just like, I'm sorry. I know people like get annoyed with Ramona, but I'm like, okay, last time she was on, they went to Mexico. They lined up to greet her. And she goes, "Oh my God, I've never seen so many servants in my life. This is like the most servants I've ever had." So then everyone gave her shit for that. So she was like, "Note to Ramona, don't ever say servants." So then she says the help, and everyone's like, "You don't say the help. There was a book about the help." Like, she's like, "Oh, Jesus, I don't know what to say." Like, what did she
I know what to say.
So what did you guys back in the 80s and 90s call
Probably the
your...
My mom would say staff, yeah.
So it's the staff. They
You could
said
still
the
use
Queen
that
of
word.
England. They said one time someone asked the Queen of England, and they said, how many maids do you have? She's like, I don't have any. I have members of staff. So the way to say it is members of staff.
Members. Okay.
or if you just want to be really close to your team.
Yeah.
My team.
The
No, I don't. I think a team is different than members of staff.
Sonia
I think
and
members
I
of the
were-
staff is the way to say it.
So
So
let's-
when I go
You
home,
guys were
I'm
talking about it?
I'm not gonna call my pool man. I'm just gonna say my member of staff who is engineering the pool right now is on the premises.
Can we talk about my member of staff?
Yeah.
How Sonia has taken over her.
Your member
Olympia.
of staff, Olympia. Yes.
They are now best friends. They
Okay.
read together. They watch TV. They're up on the news together.
Oh my gosh.
Are you afraid she's gonna poach her and bring her back to
No,
the town
Sonia
home?
can't afford to take her, so it's fine. I'm not worried
Oh
about
yeah,
that.
she's not an intern. She's not an intern working for free.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
how
no.
did she get all those interns for years?
Oh, she's been doing it for years. She's got a
I know, but
racket.
I've-
But wait, but
It's
Clay,
like-
that's like kind of a scary thing. I don't want to like get her in trouble, but like you really can't do that anymore. Like you cannot
Really?
have people that are just willing to work for free. Like they don't even. It used to be you could get college credit, but now there is no such thing like that. So I just
She's
think.
running a racket.
I mean, I just think
so
they
funny.
want to. It's an in. It's fun. They get to be on TV. But
oh
I
my
mean,
gosh.
and then in some ways she's like, I'm teaching them things. I'm teaching them.
She
things.
always
The
goes,
other
"What do
day-
you mean? They have so many opportunities for me.
Yeah.
What is doing this
The other
now?"
day, they brought me a glass of champagne in a wine glass. And I'm like, you know what? No one's going to invite you to Saint Tropez if you don't know what kind of wine. That's a life
That's a life lesson.
That's a life lesson.
Oh wow.
If you could only see
I
the
gotta take
conversations
notes.
we have now that's been close to 10 days at my house. She bought
Yeah.
a one-way ticket, by the way. She said, "Can I sleep at the house for a
Okay,
couple
so
nights?"
so she's staying for Friday, but then after Friday, does she go to Palm Springs or does she go home to New York?
We haven't
or does
gotten
she
there
stay?
yet.
Oh my gosh. What if she never leaves? What will happen?
How much real damage has she really done to the house?
Well, she flooded the kitchen. I got 3 parking tickets on my car on the street. She's broke.
Because she's driving her car around?
Well, yeah, essentially.
Sorry.
I don't know, maybe like 10 or maybe like 8 or 7 or 6,000, 7,000.
What?
Yeah.
What? Oh my goodness.
But he
This
said
is a
he's worth
liability.
it in the gain of Instagram followers.
Oh my God.
Oh my
Jesus,
god.
I didn't even know what.
It's all
like,
about the content.
Literally, in like 3 days, I got 10,000 more followers. I was like, what the fuck?
I have a question for you because I love that you're a producer too, and you've produced your reality shows. You produced the 90210 show. What is like a great life lesson as far as television producing that you got from your dad? Like, what was something that he said that it would still apply to today, or
Always own the rights.
always own the rights? That's a good one.
Ah. See, life lesson from Josh Flagg. There you go.
Yeah.
About producing. You know what? Funny enough, he never gave me advice on producing. Like, that's
you
one
wouldn't
thing. I
hear,
wish
like,
he had set me up because that's what
Yeah.
I want to do. I'm
Right.
good at it. The apple doesn't fall far from the tree, and he didn't set me up to take over and do that, which
Right.
is disappointing because it wasn't about me getting money. I would have liked to have been set up to be a producer. So he never gave me advice on it.
So when you guys were at the house, it wasn't like they were ever talking shop, and you would pick up things.
He would always ask me about casting. That was like our jam together. Like he would be like, "Yeah,
Who's the hot?
Like,
who would be good
I
for this?
cast
So
Emma
you would-
Sams in Dynasty."
So
when
would you
she
read
took
the
over.
scripts before and stuff?
I would. I always read his scripts. I would always go to his briefcase and see the new scripts. That's how I found out about Beverly Hills 90210. It was
I love
originally
that.
cast of Beverly Hills. I saw the script. I read it, and I was like, wait, there's teenagers. Can I be in this show? But yeah, I cast Jason Priestley, Shannon Doherty. Not like I cast them. They obviously
How
got the
old
job,
were
but I
you when you
recommended
actually
them.
started the show?
16.
And what high school were you in at the time?
It's now Harvard Westlake, but it was a
Okay.
Westlake
Oh,
school
Westlake
for
school
girls.
for
girls.
I am going to Harvard today. My son has a swim meet there.
Oh my gosh.
So I gotta go, and he's like, "Do you know where it is?" I'm like, "Yeah,
Yeah.
I know where it is. I know where Harvard is." But now
Westlake.
it's just Harvard, right? Or it's
Well,
still
No, it's
Harvard,
Harvard Westlake.
It's still Harvard
But
Westlake.
Harvard is now in the Valley
Oh,
part.
right.
The
Harvard
Westlake
Westlake.
school on Fairing.
They
was-
joined. They joined.
you would have gone.
No. They joined to the one in the
Yeah.
Valley. That's right.
Right,
They
so-
combined forces. But
So
when
now
I
it's
was
7th
young,
through 9th is on one
it's
Exactly.
co-ed.
campus.
It's co-ed.
Yeah.
But when we were younger, it was all girl
All
and then
girls
all boy.
uniform.
Which really
Yeah.
sucks because you start off in Holmby Hills in middle school, and then you get shipped to the Valley after that experience. You go to high school.
Stop being such a dick about the Valley.
Well, I mean, would you rather be on Fairing or would you rather be on Cahuenga or whatever? Or,
I think it's on Laurel.
Laurel.
It's on Coldwater.
Coldwater.
But,
Thank you.
Know, it doesn't
Thank you.
matter.
It's cold. They have a beautiful pool. I'm going to be there today. So who cares?
Guess who else is gonna be at the pool today? Sonia. She is at my pool. before I left the house this morning. Oh, yeah, I'm just going to lay at the pool all day today. Don't mind me. Oh, by the way, I sent Olivia out to get me chicken nuggets from Gelson's.
What made you
How did she
think-
not get
wait,
hungover?
What made you think to put the welcome to the electrical musical parade, Disneyland music, to you guys walking around the pool drinking rosé? That was hilarious.
Because I was looking up old Sammy Kahn songs that I don't know why I wanted, because I'm from a different generation. He wrote that song.
Yeah.
And I heard it, and I was like, I have a great idea. And I was also like 14 in already. I was like, Sonia, get the rosé. And I just blared the music or whatever. I had Bobby video, and I was just dancing around the pool.
You know, one of the posts that she or you put up, no, I think you did, about right before she came, you put up a post of you and Sonia kissing on a red carpet. You said, we met 10 years ago, and then we ended up singing Hello, Dolly. Again, this would be a great moment for our show, because on one of those COVID dinners that we were doing in secret, Josh and I did Hello, Dolly.
It's one of my favorites.
And I just couldn't believe you knew the words. I couldn't believe I knew the words. I loved it. And it was like Christmas time. And I thought it was something special we did. And then I find out, like, that's your go-to move.
Oh.
Just like if you were with a guy, you found out he was with a bunch of girls.
You
and
thought it
you're
was
like,
you thought we were having a thing.
I thought we had a thing. And then I'm like, how many other women?
There's a few. Hello, Dolly is really Sonia and my thing, but there's... We'd started it together at Townhouse.
Can I just ask who had a better voice?
She's kind of sloppy when she sings. She's not really about it. She's in it. It depends how many, like, I don't know. It's hard to explain. I don't remember. Actually, I don't remember.
Because I did the Carol Channing impression of Hello, Dolly.
Oh, Dolly.
It's so nice to have
you back
where you belong. So there's no way it was as good as that.
You're looking swell, Dolly. You gotta get the Louis Armstrong version.
Oh my God. And that's the thing, like,
Hello.
it's just so crazy
Dolly.
how you really are the oldest soul. A lot of people go, I'm an old soul. Like, there is no older soul than Josh Flagg.
It's true.
It is the old Hollywood Beverly Hills.
I should get a piano for Friday. You know what? I should get Louis Armstrong for Friday night for the party.
Is he alive?
Weekend at Bernie's. Did you ever see that movie? It was
God, I
great.
love that movie so much.
Prop him up at the piano.
Wait, how many Weekend at Bernie's type men are going to be at this party Friday night? Oh my gosh, Tori.
Wait, okay, so on the show, Josh Flagg's Sister Wives,
Yes.
we will all get a chance to perform Hello, Dolly.
That's
with
one
him.
of the competitions.
Yes.
We have to have
Are
competitions.
there eliminations? No.
There,
'cause we love
one of the other
everyone on it.
competitions is how well you can eat caviar.
Oh, yeah, how you make it, and he chooses who does
You know what?
that.
You have to.
Sonia's pretty good
You
at
have
that.
to
I might win that
actually.
one.
You actually. One of the competitions is they give you everything, but you have to place it with what they give you. So it's, did you chop it all right?
Mm-hmm.
Did you put it in the right order? Did you put it in the right dish? Did you put too much, too little? Was at the end of him eating the caviar?
Did you use the
did he
proper
run?
the mother of pearl spoon because you don't want to have the metallic-y taste by using
Right.
silver?
Don't give away the tips.
Oh shit!
Don't give away the tips for the competition.
Right, that's
It's like
true.
Paula or somebody's listening to this taking notes.
How can you imagine policies? That's right. That reminds me of like Worst Cooks of America. Like you could cheat at that show so easily. All you have to do is take a fucking cooking lesson before you go, and you're gonna win.
But
You
no,
say we're-
I thought you're supposed to be the worst.
No. But
Supposed to
whoever
be
like
bad.
actually
That-
makes a
that's
good
why,
dish.
That's why I think that show's kind of weird.
Yeah, I don't get
Have
it.
you ever done a cooking competition show? I feel like you've done a lot of.
have. My daughter and I won Master Chef with Gordon Ramsay.
Wow. So are you a good cook? Because your
am.
husband cooks a lot.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's
He's
a
like
chef.
super into it.
I'm like a DIY cook. I'm really
Okay.
good, but it's like I'm messy.
Yeah. I love it. I'm very excited because your podcast is back with Jenny Garth.
Yes.
And it's 90210 OMG. And tell us a little bit about it because people really liked it. You took a little break, but now you guys are back.
We are back season 2, and we're doing it with iHeartRadio. And it's been great. It's a rewatch show. We literally have gone back to season 1. Now we're on season 2. We are
love
rewatching
it.
every episode together. And it's weird because we never watched the shows when we made them. We were just working.
Right,
you know?
right.
We were
So
machines.
you're seeing
just
it
like,
from a fresh perspective,
yes,
too.
and now being moms and
fun.
everything, we're watching it and we're fangirling out. We're like, this is a good show.
Wait, was it Callie's mom who had the cocaine
Yes.
problem? Have you gotten to that episode yet?
We have not. I
What
know.
do you recall? What season that is? That was so
Gotta
good.
be. I mean, she was always a mess, but like, it's such a great actress. Maybe season 2. I think it's coming up.
yeah,
I don't know
I'm
because I don't
excited.
know. I haven't seen the show. I'm not sure.
I love it. I love it. And Josh, I want everybody to obviously watch $1 Million Listing.
And my Sonia content on my Instagram.
Of course, you got to
because-
follow him on Instagram, his vlogs, everything.
Just go to Instagram. This
He's
Tuesday.
so much more than just a realtor of incredible properties. And someone said, "Do you? What are your, list? How do you keep track of the list of properties?" That is like your weird like what was the
Savant.
Yes, like you have a savant ability of
I'm an
remembering.
idiot savant, maybe just an idiot.
But only but with real estate and
Oh, yeah.
details
But
and
then I
who
can't
owned it
tie
when.
my shoelaces, though. That's the thing. I can do everything else. I can't figure out how to
No,
tie
when
my
we were
shoelaces,
going to
but-
the dinner the other night, he's like, "What car do you want to take?" I'm like, "Let's take the 1960s rolls." We leave the house, we go outside, we get in the car, and then he calls his assistant. He's like, "Can you bring the keys and the wallet?" I'm like, "You knew we were leaving. How did you forget your wallet and your keys?"
My brain
but then,
doesn't.
But then he will remember, like, this house was built in 1924. They had a crazy remodel. A person was murdered there. Like, and like, this is who owns this. Like, it's so, you know what? Like, everyone has their talents.
Wait,
Yeah,
are
yes,
you on TikTok?
I mean, I don't do anything on there. I have like what I don't know how to. I have to. Somebody has to show me how to do this shit.
I told
So have your assistant put you on TikTok.
Yeah.
Like, and literally all your videos you put on Instagram, you should also be sharing
I
on
told her
TikTok.
to do
I
that.
agree.
Because they're the perfect
I
time,
know.
like, and then you get both. You would be huge on TikTok.
So this is what I told Brandon.
Are you sending?
Because
are you
Brandon's got to
texting
do
her right
something.
now?
My
Oh,
son's
yeah.
a freshman in high school. And I said, we got to fill up your days this summer. He's like, "I don't want to go to summer school." I go, "You don't?" I talked to the school. They said, "You don't have to go to school. I'm not going to make you go to summer school." I'm like, "But I want you to study TikTok. And I'm going to give you bonuses on how many views a TikTok video gets that you produce.
Yeah, I like that.
And how, and each
Wow.
10,000 more people, you're going to get money. And like, I'm going to make an incentive because
Incentivized.
yeah, because it's like, hey, you got to do something, I go, "You're going to drive next year and you got to have money for that car and the gas and all that stuff." We'll see.
What kind of
we'll
car are you
see.
gonna get
Watch, she quits in a day. What kind of, maybe the Tesla self-driving one. He's got a little ADHD too. I'm a little worried about it.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. He's not going to have the self-driving one. But
Tesla?
we have been waiting on the Tesla now for like 5 months. Peter ordered it.
I didn't know there's a self-driving Tesla.
There's an element of self-driving to it.
To all of them, right? But only on the freeway. Is that still the thing?
I don't know. He said that I can because we have a tandem parking spot here, and I go, "God, you're so cheap. Can I have my fucking own parking spot? Like, this is annoying because if he's there and I'm out." He goes, "Yeah, but once I get the car, you'll have a key and you'll be able to just press something and the car will back out and then you'll get your car and you'll leave and you'll be able to let the Tesla come back into the tandem parking spot."
I think they have that already.
Well, whatever. We don't have it. We're
Maybe
getting
you
it.
have the poor
Who cares?
Tesla
This is the
version.
boring part of the story. Everybody follow Tori Spelling's Instagram. You can judge her. You can say, "I thought this one was funny. I thought this one was creepy." She doesn't care. Listen to her podcast and subscribe. Same with Josh Flagg. What about this Paseo Hotel? Where's that? I thought I might
In
want to go there.
Huntington Beach, you will love it.
Okay.
I love it because it's
Can
kid
you hook
friendly,
me up?
but still chic.
Can you hook me up with that
100%.
dealio?
100%.
Because we live in the valley. I need a lot of places to go near the beach.
What's it
come
called?
these summer months? I need
Paseo.
weekends away
It won't be
at
your jam.
the beach.
No.
No.
It's not gonna be nice enough.
No.
Oh, okay.
No, it is.
Although
it's,
free could be great.
Yeah, no, it's great. It's more like boutique-y, like hip.
Yeah.
I hate
I
the
love
word
it.
boutique-y.
Yeah,
That's
you
one of the
do.
words
See,
you don't like.
I know.
Boutique means it's just less expensive.
I hate unprecedented times.
Unprecedented times.
I'm ready for
That's-
that one to go away because we heard it all year. Tori, Josh, total delights. I can't wait to get our show going.
No, we're doing that show.
We're doing that show.
Josh,
we're
you're in, right?
You find
I
the
mean,
house.
Yeah.
You are
We
the
get
guy.
the production
so.
company going. We find out which of the sister wives of Josh are willing to compete. We have
For
a
what, though? What are
prize.
we competing for?
The number one bitch.
To be number
Like
one.
you know
in
how
my-
rappers have a bunch of women,
to
but
be
they've
my
got
number one.
They have a number one. They have a side piece. They have a baby mama, but they always have a number one.
Okay, I kinda
Who
like
is
it.
the number one?
Oh, just like Hugh Hefner always had many,
Yes.
but he had one that
Yeah.
slept in his
Who's
bedroom
the Holly
with him.
Madison? That
Yes,
she
exactly.
Okay, I got it.
Hates, she didn't write nice things about him once he died.
But I
well,
have-
no, she wrote in her book okay things, but now that he's dead, she can talk.
What did
real
she say?
truth.
What did she say?
Oh, it's awful. He was awful. And creepy. And he used to watch gay porn while
was
they had to fuck.
Just
which
gonna say that. That's so funny. you
that's
said that.
such
I
a
always heard
juicy
that.
bit.
Whoa.
Yeah. Anyway.
I watch gay porn sometimes when I fuck.
Well,
So we
yeah,
have something
because
in
you're
common.
gay,
That's
but
expected.
I think,
Well, I
yeah.
don't know. I'm just saying.
Oh, you're getting another call from prison. Perfect.
Oh, it's Georgina. Yeah.
Love you both.
Same thing.
Thank you so much for coming on.
Prison Gardena, same thing.
Bye.
I want to take this moment to really thank you guys, the Juicy Scoopers. You did what I said. You have told your friends. They've shared it. I'm getting notices every day. I just discovered Juicy Scoop. I love it. People all over the world are constantly using Juicy Scoop in their vocabulary, calling friends and other people they like a delight. The word is spreading. You guys have done it. You have spread the word of Juicy Scoop like Jesus Christ. Keep growing. Bring the joy to the world. It will come back around, and I appreciate it so much. So thank you for spreading the word of Juicy Scoop.